Good morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation and hashtag paperstashsmash. Welcome back to my channel. I have a fun video for you today. We're going to go over what I made in December, what my plans are for January going forward. We're also going to do a recap of 2025 and what our new plans for hashtag paperstashsmash are for 2026. So stay tuned. We've got a lot to cover, but it's going to be a ton of fun. So with the Bo Bunny papers that I had with that kit that I shared that I was going to use for December, I made quite a little bit. I did quite a lot with it. So I made the first project, which was the box kit project that I have a video for, and so I'll link that. I also did make a couple other things that I wanted to share. So I did a video on this one and this one, so I won't go through in too much detail, but this is the box project that I made using the leftover boxes from the dollar store. So I did this cute little gift box project and it turned out really super adorable. And then I also did this folio project. This was by Pink Monarch Prints. She did a tutorial, and again I will link that, but I did a video, full video on this one to share how much fun you can have with just a simple fold of paper and lots of embellishments. You know, to kind of use up my leftovers. So that was a fun project. And then I also managed to smash the stash by making this cute pinwheel card. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen these. I'm sure you probably have, but these are the ones that kind of pinwheel out. And so I just used some scraps to kind of do that. And I used gold paper as the base of this card. And I think it turned out really cute. And then I was able to use up some stickers and embellishments and things like that. So this was actually packaging that I used on this card to decorate it. And then I added the ephemera pieces that I had left over. So I think it turned out really fun, and this was a nice card. Now, obviously, I did not send that out, but it is in my stash for next year, so that's good. And speaking of cards, I did make some card fronts, and I pieced scraps together, so I just got them ready. Now, this one I did, there's some that I backed on some cardstock that I had laying around, but then some of them I didn't. But I did make these card fronts, so I can decorate these for next year and then have some cards ready to go for that. So I did make a total of 9 card fronts. So out of that kit, I made the box project. Out of some chipboard that was left over from making the box project that I made, I cut out some more pieces to make those mini album ornaments that I did by Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy. I did the card. I took a piece that had a bunch of stamps and things, and I cut that up for ephemera pieces that I could use for cards later. I also, you know, made these projects as well. Now, this is all I have left over from that entire kit. That is all the scraps that I have left over. And then I do have these ephemera bits, and again, I could use these on the cards. So what I'm going to do is, because Christmas is over, I'm just going to pack these up, and then I can finish these for next year. I'll pack these up with this, and it'll be ready to go. Now, this I can use as a gift card holder. So again, another good Christmas item ready for next year, and then I have this box project. So that's what I did with the Bo Bunny kit. Again, I'll have all of the links to tutorials and videos and things below so you can see those. So the other collection that I ended up pulling in, this was a collection that I had not planned on using, but because I needed to make some more of those mini album ornaments. I took them to the craft fair. They sold like hotcakes, and I ended up getting an order for more. So I went and bought the collection Simple Stories Believe, and then I ended up smashing this. So with this, I made quite a few things. I did some videos on some of this, but with this collection, I ended up making 7 mini album ornaments, and then I made a magic box that I'll put a picture in now. I did not do a video on that one, but it was really cute, and I think I will do a video on that because it was just absolutely too adorable for words. And I did give that to my friend, so I don't have it physically to show you. But I also did my book of boxes. So this was one of my projects that I made. This was version number 2, using the dollar store jewelry boxes, and I did do a video on that, but it turned out really cute. It's a great gift box idea. And I made that, so I'll link that video down below. I also did a video on this junk journal album that turned out super adorable using all of the leftovers. And I made this last, well, actually not, second to last, because I made Christmas cards too. But I did this, and I do have a video for that. So I made that. And then I also wanted to play with this star card. This is actually called, and let me get this right, this is called a 3D pop-up card. I wanted to try the design because I thought it was really cool. When you give it to someone, it pops open and it makes a really cool 3D card. And then the tutorial that I'll share with you by Crafty Karen Designs shows you how to put a kind of a floating little deal on the front with the sentiment. So it's really cute, and I did make it kind of alternating with different scraps because I was like at the point where I just had some strips left over. And this was a perfect way to use up those strips and some, you know, extra cardstock. So I made that card, and then I also made card fronts. So these were scraps of paper that I just did my patchwork paper kind of thing. Some people call it a masterboard. I call it patchwork paper because I don't layer them on top of each other. I just kind of piece them together. So that's the difference, I guess, for me. But then I used 3x4 cut aparts on, you know, some cardstock that I had left over to make 3 card fronts. So I did pretty good with that. Now these are not finished, they're card fronts, but they are ready for next year. So I'm going to put that in my pile for next year, and then I can finish them up and then have those for Christmas. So I did that. Now I do want to show you what I have left over. I do have quite a lot of ephemera left over, but I don't have a lot of paper. This is all the paper that I had from the collection left over, so that is pretty smashed. I do have enamel dots because I bought 2 packages. I don't know why I bought 2 packages, but those will stay in my Christmas bin, and I'll be able to use these for next year. I can use these to finish the cards. Oops, excuse me, the card fronts that I did. I can use those on the insides. I just didn't have time to finish them, but I'm going to put this all together, put it in my Christmas bin, and then I'll have them ready to go. So I think that's a win. I did have some cut aparts left over too, so I put them in the back of here so that I could finish those up. But that's what I did with this kit. Let me show you what else I made. This is really fun. So in the kit that I pulled out, the tabletop gifts from Pinecone Press, I made that box project that I have already shared a video in, and this actually had 2 kits in it. And as I was going through them and looking at it in more detail, I realized there was actually 3 total kits in this package. So I did bust 2 of the 3. So I still have one more. I'm going to put this back in my kit box, and I'm going to use this later. So I just wanted to kind of share that. So there was actually 3 kits in here. I did manage to smash 2 of them. So in this kit, one of the other things was a binder project, and it was supposed to be like a Christmas journal, but let me show you. I did something a little bit different with it, and I want to show you why. So this is an old kit. It says 2008. So they had some pre-printed calendars for 2008, 9, 10, and 11. Obviously, we're way past that point, and so I couldn't really use these for this project. I did end up using these to punch some circles, but I didn't use it. And so I also was like, I don't really want to make a Christmas journal, and you guys know me. I hardly ever do the same thing I'm supposed to do all the time. So I ended up not making a Christmas journal. This is what I made. I made a recipe album. So I just kind of went my own route, and I got some recipe cards from my collection. I got some ephemera from my collection and added it to this book. So I made dividers, and I kind of went my own route. I went rogue. So let's start with the beginning. So I did love the vintage snowman, so I put that on here. I did add some ribbon from my stash, and then an extra piece of paper here to kind of give it a little bit different look. Now, I want to put something on the front. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, so it's blank on the front, but I think it's cute anyway. But there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and I just covered the chipboard. I didn't even like paint or, you know, ink the chipboard. I just left it as is. And I know that's weird for me because I usually don't like raw chipboard, but I did it this time. So I used this paper, folded it up to create a pocket, and I just glued it simple. And then I used these vintage Santas that I thought matched the collection. And then I had these recipe cards. They're Christmas themed recipe cards from Hobby Lobby, and they weren't doing anything, so I put them in here. So there's like 24 or 25 in here. But there's a pocket here. I did add a piece of velvet ribbon to the top of the pocket just to make it pretty. And then I also had these notebooks. These are Teresa Collins notebooks, and I wanted to kind of incorporate them in the book somehow. So I used just binder clips at this point to just bind them into the ring binder. So I can take it out just by unpopping the rings, but I can also leave it in, and then I can open it up and read my stuff, you know, so I can use that. And I had the vintage Santa, so I thought it worked really well. So then there's 4 dividers that I created with cardstock and then the pattern paper. I did add some clips that I had in my stash that I thought I could clip a recipe card or you know, a magazine clipping or whatever too. I could put pictures on here. And then on the back, I used some of the pattern paper to make another pocket, and I put more recipe cards. And then I had some blank papers from this collection, so I divided them up into the sections. Okay, so I can write on these, I could put pictures on these, I could, you know, paste clippings for recipes that I cut out of a magazine, whatever I want to do. Also, they had 4 sheets of this very thin scrapbook paper, and I thought, well, let's make giant envelopes. So I did that and added it to the book. And then the sticker sheet that came with it had these little closure pieces. So I used some brads from my stash and made closures for the envelopes, so I could put like secret recipes or, you know, whatever inside. The circles that I punched out of that paper are behind the envelope, and I know you can't see it, but underneath, covering the tines of the brad so that they don't get caught up in whatever I'm putting in the pocket. So it kind of protected it. So that's why I punched those circles. And then the sticker sheet also had these pieces here. So I added them to the back of the envelopes because I thought you could put a photo back here. So this would be a really cute recipe memory album. So here's section 2. And again, more pockets and recipe cards, and this will stay better, I think, when I get some stuff in it. So there you go. I'll just kind of flip through this. Here's another little notebook that came with that Teresa Collins notebook package, and I've had this in my stash forever. I don't even know how old it is. Oh, 2013. So yeah, it's been a little bit, but I can open these up, take it out, and it's just a way to put those in. So kind of cute. Again, all of the dividers have a clip so I can add things to it. They all have recipes. They all have an envelope in there, so I can do all kinds of different things with this. So that's what I ended up making out of this kit. And then the back page, again, in another pocket, more cards, and then another Santa. So that was a fun project to do. So out of that kit, that is what I ended up making. So I added a couple sheets of My Mind's Eye, and let me show you. That was this page here, and let's see, that page and the Santas. So I went through my stash, and I did have a couple pieces of 12 by 12 that I did add, but the rest of it came from that kit, and then the recipe cards, and then the notebooks that I added to this. So this will be a nice recipe binder for Christmas. So that is what I made with that. So that's what I smashed. Let me show you what I did not smash. So I already showed you the kit that I did not smash, and I did not even touch this, and I did not even touch, whoops, this one that I shared with you. So these are going to go back in my Christmas pile and, you know, wait for next year. I thought I was being a little bit overachieving and, you know, thinking that I was going to be able to do more than I did. But this month has been super busy, and a lot of things happened, and I just didn't get enough time to finish what I was hoping I would, but I can have these for next year, so that's good. So that's what I did not smash. So this is what I'm going to work with for the month of January. January is our free for all kind of a free choice month. And so what I ended up doing was kind of creating my own kit out of stuff from my stash. So I was going to show you real quick what I'm going to use. So I picked out this paper collection that's really awesome. And then I went through my stash of goodies and kind of put some things together that I'm going to use. So let's start off with talking about the paper collection. So this is Wedding Bliss by Echo Park, and this was done in 2020. So I did get it from Tuesday Morning, which, you know, I'm super sad that Tuesday Morning is no longer there because I used to love that store so much. But I did pick up this mega bundle, and so it has 12 by 12 double-sided papers. It has 6 by 6 solids. It has ephemera die cut sheets and then a sticker sheet, and I have 2 of them. So I'm going to have 2 of these Wedding Bliss kits to work with. And, you know, since February is coming up and it's, you know, Valentine's Day, I thought I'd do maybe some Valentine's themed projects. I also would like to do a wedding album of some sort. I have a craft fair that I am thinking I'm going to be doing in May. So I would like to maybe do some stuff with that and have that available for my craft fair. So that's what I'm going to be using, this paper collection. And I picked out both of them. So I have quite a lot of paper. And then when I was going through my stash, I do have this that I kind of had in my Valentine's / wedding pack or bin. Let me show you this real quick. I'll open it up so you can see what is in here. I have used this, you know, stuff before with previous projects, and it's been kind of sitting, and I thought it kind of matched the collection. So I thought, well, what the heck? I'm going to throw this in the mix and see what I can do. So I did have these gem pieces that I'm going to use. I have these, oh gosh, what do you call these things? Let me see. I am a mess today, that's for sure. These are from Hobby Lobby, and they're little card stickers. Now, I don't have much. I don't even know what they're called. That's okay. Doesn't matter, because I used a bunch, but I still have some left. So I thought, well, let's use those up. Let's get those out of the mix. I also have these gold hearts. So silver and gold work really well for Valentine and wedding theme. Sorry if I'm blinding you. And then I also have these from, I believe these were Hobby Lobby too. So some words and things like that. These are stickers. So I thought I'd throw that in there. And then I also have some gold and black letters. Oh, and I have more of these little Stickabilities peel off things, so that'll work. And then I had this from this was from Hobby Lobby too, so some of this stuff came in here, but I have like an extra, just one piece of paper left over with the wedding cakes, and then I have this sheet here. Ooh, that's terrible. Sorry, I'm blinding you, I know. But so I thought I would throw this in the mix and see if I can make that work. And then behind all of that, I had, so this must have all come in that kit that I used. So I had leftovers. So I have this and this, and they're all shiny and probably like crazy, but you know, we're going to use that. So I'm going to use this up, the leftovers from that kit. And then I went through my stash because I wanted some ribbons. So I had some of this Lawn Fawn hemp twine. So it's black. I thought that would be kind of pretty. I picked out this black ribbon and then this lace ribbon from my stash, little black and white there, and then some pink that I thought matched the collection really well. And I can't even remember where this is from because this is how it was in my ribbon box, so I don't even know what company it came from. I also went through my flower stash, and I had these 2 flower packages that are, you know, just kind of like random bits left over. I thought I would throw those together. I thought they worked. And then I also had these pink flowers too. Then I picked out some rhinestones. So I picked out some more black and then some of these. And now I love bling. I love bling. And I have a bunch of like these scrolly bling pieces that in my stash that I need to use up. So I picked out one. I might pick out another one. We'll see what I end up making. But I wanted to use this one for sure. And you can see that I have already cut this one apart and used bits and pieces on different projects. So it's a partial pack, and I really need to just use it and get it out of my stash. And then this one obviously is a partial pack as well. And this had bumblebees on it. And then I just got these little flowers left over. So I thought, well, let's use that up. So that's what I'm going to be using for the month of January. So smashing all of these bits and pieces in my embellishment stack, trying to get rid of this, and then using these two paper collections as well. All right, so let's talk about what I did in 2025. So I just wanted to recap a few things for you. Going forward in 2026, I did make a separate binder for all of my crafty stuff that I need to keep track of. My other binder was getting way too full, so I decided to divide that up into, you know, kind of my regular stuff and then my crafty stuff. So all of my crafty stuff is going to be in here from now on. So I did make a couple of these trackers here for kind of summarizing 2025. So we're going to real quick go through it. So every month we had different things that we were working with, like 12 by 12 papers, 8.5 by 11s, 8 by 8s, 6 by 8s, on and on and on. And I kind of tallied everything up. In 2025, I smashed 19 12 by 12 packs of paper. I smashed 3 8 by 8s, 3 6 by 8s, and 16 6 by 6. That sounds like a lot, but really, honestly, I don't have too many 6 by 6 paper pads. I have way more 12 by 12 packs. I mean, I still have boxes of them. So I'm pretty much down to the nitty gritty on my 6 by 6 pads. I think I probably have just maybe a handful left in my stash. So that's going to be a challenge in 2026. So we'll see how that goes. I did smash 3 album kits and a total of 2 project kits. So I think that that was pretty good. Now, I also tallied my full kits that I smashed versus like partial packs or kits. And I did 30 full kits, and then I smashed 16 partials that were just laying in my stash. So I think I did really pretty good with what I did in 2025. Now, for hashtag paperstashsmash, you guys, I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but look at the numbers. I made a ton of projects. I counted them all up, and if I didn't miscount, I made a total of 366 items, which include things like cards, ephemera pieces, albums, all the things that I made. But if you tally up all of the things that I made every month, that's the total number of items that I made, and that is incredible. I made a lot of stuff. I smashed a lot of things in my stash. A lot of these things went to the craft fair, and I'm just super, super happy with that. Now, I also went ahead and did kind of my year in numbers kind of thing, and I just wanted to go through that with you. Just a few little odds and ends that I wanted to track that, you know, just because I wanted to. I did a total of 155 different videos in the year 2025. So I think that is pretty darn good. I did my statistics, so I kind of keep track of YouTube subscribers, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Now, I did really good with YouTube. I'm pretty happy with that. I got almost 2,000 more subscribers this year. The last couple months, I've been getting kind of significantly more per month than I have in the past. So I'm really happy about that. My channel has gotten over 19,000 subscribers now, so I'm really excited about that. I think that's really fun. And then I also did track how many videos I did, and November was the one that I did the most videos in. I did a lot of craft fair videos because I was making a lot of projects for that. So I did the most in November, which was kind of fun. As y'all know, I'm a design team member for Country Craft Creations, and throughout the year, now I didn't count the number of projects, but I did have 11 design team packages. We did take December off. I did 3 virtual retreats. I did 2 special events, and I did 3 Seasons of Creativity subscription box projects. So I was really busy, not only with you know, hashtag paper stash smash, but I also was very busy with Country Craft Creations, and I just had a lot of fun being on that design team. I also did some guest unboxings. I did a couple for Your Creative Studio, and I did 3 for IB, and had a lot of fun with that too. So it was fun to try new products and do new things. So I did do that, and then other projects. So I also crochet and knit quite a bit, and so I tallied up. I made 32 different crocheted items, and that's anything from scarves to sweaters to bags to you name it. I even did some positive potato amorigami figures and some hats and all kinds of stuff. But I did 32 different crocheted items, and that included 6 full-size Afghans. I did 2 knitted projects that were on the smaller, well, one was a sweater actually, so that was big, but one was a hat. And then I also started diamond dot painting, and I did 4 small pictures that were 5x7 that were really fun to do, and that kind of got me hooked. And then I did a 20x16 picture for Halloween that I finished, of course, after Halloween, but it's ready for next year. So I wanted to share that with you. Now, I also wanted to share that for 2026, we've got some good things going on. So we already talked about what I'm doing for the month of January, and I did get these printables from Letty. She's at Party Planner Papery. They are free in her Ko-fi shop. And this year, I didn't use her printables last year, and I should have, because her trackers will make things a ton easier. So I printed those off and got them from her. So go check those out. But I did write down what my plans are for January. And so I'll keep track on this sheet of projects, any notes, any swatches that I want to keep. And then she also has trackers. Let me show you for the month, so I can tally everything up by the month. So I know you've been watching her videos. She uses them. I know Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums uses them. I'm going to use them this year as well. So I think this is going to be fun to do. Again, we have a new fun thumbnail, so everybody will see a different design on our videos. We are going to have a playlist. Now, that's another thing that we're doing. We're going, well, we had a playlist last year, but we you know, put it in our description boxes, but we also are going to this year put that in our end screen. So it'll be super easy for you to just go to that. And that's how we're going to get you all of the videos for every month. So at the end of the video, when you see that end screen and you see the 2026 Paper Stash Smash playlist, click on that and you will get all of the videos. So I think that's going to be a lot easier. We all think it's going to be a lot easier for you to keep watching those videos and, you know, see everything that we've been doing. Again, in 2026, if you want to play along, use the hashtag #PaperStashSmash on your videos. And we love to see those and love to see that you're playing along and you're having fun with it. And you are also smashing your stash. So I think that's really fun. Now, definitely last but not least, we have a brand new member of our team. So Sharon from Little Britain Company has joined hashtag #PaperStashSmash, and she will be a regular member of this group. So we have, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members of this group that are going to come to you every single month with wonderful projects, tutorials, shares, and just a lot of fun stuff. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope that you like these videos, and you know, let us know what you think. Please give us some feedback. Play along, use hashtag #PaperStashSmash, and just have a lot of fun with it. All right. So here's to a wonderful 2026. I'm super excited about everything, and I hope to see you soon with more fun things, more tutorials. Stay crafty, my friends, and let's have a great 2026. Bye-bye.